Welcome to the Global Queens Podcast International Women's Day 2026 special as part of our Resilient Voices campaign. Today, we're joined by Akua Opong, a senior engineer in the financial services and a passionate advocate for mentorship, community, and authentic leadership. Akua represents what it actually means to be a multifaceted woman in tech, embracing every dimension of who she is whilst uplifting others along the way. Akua, welcome. We're so glad to have you here.
Hey, Magdalena. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. And it's great to be on this podcast because I do think, especially as it's coming to International Women's Day, it's great to highlight and spotlight women in different industries, seeing what they're doing and just continually championing women, because we've seen certain things going on, especially for women in the news and everything. And we just want to keep driving change and making life better for women across the world because it's so important.
Absolutely. Thank you, Akua. What does being a multifaceted woman in tech mean to you? And why is it important to embrace all parts of yourself?
Well, first and foremost, being a multifaceted woman in tech, it means you might not get as much sleep as you want to, first and foremost. But no, in all honesty, I think it's great because it shows so many dimensions to you as an individual. And I think that sometimes we are told, like as women, you can't be like a mother, you can't be this, you can't be that, and then have a full-time career and be a carer. So there's so many layers to women across the world. And I feel like we shouldn't, I would say dull our shine. And when I say dull our shine, I mean that we shouldn't hold back from our passions and dreams because we keep hearing, oh, but you can't do that. Yes, we can. And why I say that is because, let's say, for instance, I'm not only just work as a senior engineer in financial services, I'm also a mentor. I also am a STEM ambassador. I'm a charity ambassador. I do fundraising. I work outside of my day-to-day role as I'm part of at least 3 or 4 employee resource groups and mental health champion. And then also work and help out with the foundation in terms of the UK regional committee. And then on top of that, outside that, I do like kind of sports volunteering for both like netball, athletics, and sometimes football
Wow.
as well. So the fact is, there's so many layers. And also on top of that, I'm a non-executive director for Genius Within CIC. So as you can see, that's like spans across like my current setup. And sometimes I'm adding on more and more layers, but I love it because it shows the variety to me. I'm not just one dimension. I've got so many layers, and so many women have as well. And I think why it's important to embrace that part of yourself is it just shows your skill set, and it means that you're never one dimensional. Like, as I said before, you have so many skills and qualities to bring to the table, but it's only if people allow you to embrace it and express yourself freely. Like, I don't know if
Definitely.
sometimes you hear the term and it actually said, sometimes I could use an example from sports, even football or even in athletics. They always say to the athlete or the football player, make sure you express yourself on the pitch. And when they say that, that means do what brings you joy. Like, that means if you express yourself, that you're showing different qualities, and that's where you shine and truly
Yeah.
are who you are. And that's so important. And we overlook that at times.
Wow, that's amazing. Thanks for sharing. Can you also share a moment when you had to show up despite adversity and what that taught you about your resilience?
Yeah, I would say that there's been many times in my career when I first got into the tech space, because I was sometimes the only woman in my actual team, or even the only woman of color. And so I had to show up and also prove that I work hard. Not only that, but I'm kind of bringing my skill set to the table, and I'm as good as the guy in like my team as well, or the
Yeah,
guys in my team. And sometimes I think that's quite hard, because even if you show up like that, as being the only woman in the team, sometimes you don't want the guys in your team to think management are showing favoritism towards you because you're the only woman or you're the only individual of a certain kind. And so it can be quite hard. But I would always say you just stand in your power, you know, while you're there. When it's just kind of like what they say about women and men when they apply for jobs. Women look at a job description and they look at it thinking, oh, you know what, I meet 75% of the criteria. A guy would be like, I meet 90% of the criteria. And then, or even if they meet 70, 65, they would still apply. And for me personally, what I want to say to the women out there, stop take disadvantage in yourself and stop taking yourself out of the race. Because when you do that, it's kind of what you're telling all the women come behind you, all those young students that look up to you as a role model. You need to keep putting yourself forward and your best self forward, because anyone in this world can achieve anything they want to. It just takes drive, commitment, and also that self-belief, because the strength always starts from within. And I want people to really believe in their capabilities and ability and what they can bring to a table. Because there's a quote about young girls with dreams become women with vision. And that's so important. And so you want to keep like dreaming and dreaming and dream big. Don't dream small, because if you keep thinking small, that's how you're always going to operate. You need to think of every eventuality. And I'm saying this because it was a really good example as well. Was a couple of weeks ago, I remember speaking to a mentor of mine and showing her my career plans from like this year all the way through to 2029. And she was like, wow, that's like truly ambitious. Actually, going back to your previous career plan, you've actually achieved most of that already. And it's only
Wow.
2025 at the 2026 at the time, because we've gone into the new year. And I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, because it's something I want to do. And I'll keep striving to being a better version of myself every day.
Just like amazed listening to you. I love what you just said about anyone can achieve anything they set themselves up to do. And I think that this is quite important to keep reminding ourselves. How has mentorship and community supported your journey, and how do you now support others? I know you do so much, but
You know, mentorship is so important, because I think sometimes when we're growing up, we don't even think that we need mentors or we need help, but we do in any way, shape or form, both personally and professionally. And I've got a coach, I've got even two mentors, I've got one inside of work, one outside of work, and they've been so pivotal, because let's say the mentor in work knows about the dynamics within the workplace, whereas the mentor outside of work, they have like a different viewpoint because they're not in that same space as you. And so it's so important to sometimes have like a few mentors, because they offer different perspectives for different scenarios. And I think it's been so important to me, because they act as like my professional guide or like a sounding board. So if I'm kind of a bit stuck on something, and everyone gets stuck at some point in their life and their career, you just need someone to say like, hey, bring it back into line, or be like, let me know what I can do to support you. And that's so key. It's always about what can I do to help? And I think sometimes we can be scared as individuals to ask for help. And I would say don't be, because there's a stage of vulnerability in all of us. And sometimes if you don't ask for help, people always think you're okay, but you sometimes have to just be like the bigger person, be like, I need help. Or reach out to a friend and be like, I need help with this. Like, if you can't help me, do you know someone else that will? Someone always knows a connection that they can
yeah.
put in touch with to help you. And that's why for me, I got into even being a STEM ambassador and mentoring years ago, because it's about passing baton. And it's like bringing up others. And it's kind of like the term when they always say lift as you climb. So it's kind of like you pass the baton to others, and you kind of look at young people of today, they're going to be the future leaders in 10, 15, 20 years time. You've got to kind of set them on the right footing. So set the foundations for them, and then literally, pass on knowledge, insights to them, but also they have to be acceptable to take on that knowledge and advice as well, because it's all well and good giving, like, it's kind of like going to a conference. You go to a conference, you listen to a panel, you listen to a speaker, but what do you actually take from it? What is your
Mm.
commitment to action? All of this is so important.
Wow. Thank you, Akua. That is just beautifully said. I couldn't have tried and done half that well. And come to think of it, you are a senior engineer in the financial sector, which is a very busy, high demand and competitive field. How can women stay grounded in the truth that they are enough, in considering the kind of space you've been in for all these years?
Yeah, I would say that's a hard question, because there's times in my career where I felt like I haven't been enough. But then I started doing a lot more journaling and affirmations. And for me as well, reading my Bible every day, like I read my Bible every day, I pray. Like, not too many people know that about me, because certain things like my faith and parts of my personal life, I keep it separate just because it's self-preservation for me. But in all honesty, like, doing daily journaling and also having a coach as well helps me, because it helps me kind of like we all have flaws and alls. But one thing someone told me, which was a great mentor, is don't say strengths and weaknesses, say strengths and development points or growth points, because then you change the word weakness, which is more of a negative, into a positive. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like you don't have a weakness. It's more kind of a developing point. You're not at that level yet for that area, but you can grow into it through, like, whether it's training, self-learning and developing. And that's so important. And also I'll definitely say that it's just kind of like developing self-belief and confidence. Like, in life you will get knockbacks, you will get rejections, but it's how you grow from it. Never see it as like a no, like permanently. It can be a no for now. Even in the day-to-day workplaces, we have scenarios where we put for a proposal, we could have worked weeks, months on a project and something. Then, like, you take it to senior management and they're like, no, unfortunately, we can't do that because we don't have budget, we don't have resources, etc. But I remember when I first started out, I'd get so frustrated and annoyed by it. But as I've developed my career over time, I'm just kind of like, okay, it's not for now, but we can revisit again in 6 months' time, in a year's time. Sometimes even you have to wait 5 years, but it doesn't mean that it's a no and completely taken off the table. It's just that at the time, in all organizations, they have the company objectives, they have the team objectives, individuals. So the fact is, all of that has to interlink and form one whole kind of like main kind of angle and strategy to go, okay, let's put this forward. And sometimes with some companies as well, it's kind of like just based on where the direction of the company is going, or if they're going through major change, they have to pause and take a reflection point. Then they can go like, okay, we can add in this, we can add on that. And budget is a massive thing as well. If they don't have budget for the moment, you just got to wait until budget frees up. It does tend to happen, but sometimes they need to get half of the year done first, reevaluate budget again, and then be like, okay, now we could do those extras.
This is exciting. I can't take my mind off your strength and your areas of development. And that's really key, right? Perspective and being kind to yourself in how you address those areas that you can see potential for growth. It shouldn't be seen as a weakness, but area of strength, right? It's area of focus for growth. Thank you for sharing that. So to kind of close it out, I would love to have this conversation much longer, but I know it's meant to be a short session. But what would you say to the woman who is questioning whether she belongs in tech?
Yeah, I would say don't question it, just do. Through life, you got to go through trial and error to sometimes get to that final destination, or the kind of place where you do something that brings you joy. Some individuals, like, they may go into cloud computing for now, they may become a data analyst tomorrow, they may become a cyber engineer. With tech, the great and beautiful thing about it is you can literally arc into so many different areas of tech, and you could even go into 10 positions of tech in like 10 years if you wanted to. But I think the strength of it all lies within what do you want to do. So kind of you need to look at, okay, what things am I good at? What things are development points, and kind of what things fuels my passions. And then that kind of helps you develop what you want to kind of be your starting point. And one thing I'd use is Trello. Trello is a great application where you kind of set up boards. So let's say, for instance, I remember starting out, I had like a board of wish list companies. I had a board of wish list jobs, what I wouldn't call cold positions, but more kind of, yeah, these jobs would be nice to be part of, but like these are the ones that I really want to target in future.
Yeah.
Use that as a stepping point of like development and growth for yourself as an individual, to say like, okay, this is a company that I would love to work for in the future. And you never know, it would happen. And going to conferences and events, talking to people and networking, you could get there, because nowadays, like, a lot of people get into jobs as well through networking. You can meet at conference that you go like, what did you think of that speaker? What did you think of that panel? Develop a rapport. But then remember, don't make it so transactional. Literally develop, like, I don't know, friendship and the relationship over time, and then go from there. And even Magdalena, you know this from even building this community, like, people have joined the community from like maybe going to an event where they've seen you at, or you've spoken at
Yeah.
an event, and then you've kind of been like, look, hey, I've built this community, would you like to be a part of it? Even like for your upcoming awards, judges and things like that, you've met them through different spaces, and you've just continue to have those ongoing conversations and relationships.
I'm just thinking the whole subject of networking should be one that you take again properly into more detail, because a lot of people could benefit from their subtle ways to actually build relationships without going in first with your intentions of what you want to get out of it and being aggressive about it, but really letting the relationship grow naturally. And it's lovely, really amazing having you chat with us. And I'm hoping we can do this properly again. This is more to be like a teaser.
So thank you, everyone, and take care. I hope you enjoyed the session today.
Amazing. Thank you, Akua. So, Akua, thank you for such an empowering and affirming conversation. Your story reminds us that we don't have to fit into a single definition. We're allowed to evolve, right? We're allowed to expand and show up fully. And your message that you are more than enough is one every listener needed to hear today. So thank you for joining us, and thank you to our listeners for being part of the Global Queens community. See you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.